Old friends are like old memories. They always remind you of your past, and we are reminding ourselves of the past episodes from this week of Good Company for the best of Good Company with me, Hollie Taylor. I'm Hollie Taylor. We're talking minimum wage as it goes up to $16.55 here in Ontario. Most provinces have seen an increase, although it's proportional to that province. Back in the day, though, $4.50. That's right. I was living life large at $4.50 an hour. Producer Mike, you're younger. I'm pretty sure when you started working, it was a little higher than $4.50.
Yeah, I think I was around $10 an hour.
Ooh.
Maybe just shy of $10.
Yeah.
It would have been 2009, 2008.
Oh, you're so young.
Something like that. I don't know what to say. I don't feel young, but then, you look at wages of past years and you go, yeah, I guess I never had to survive off $4 an hour.
But the thing was, it was livable.
It was survivable.
Yeah.
Gas was 67 cents a liter, and
maybe not $4.50. That's like as a kid, but when you got into the older years, like 19, and you're making $5-6 an hour, like you were okay. I was able to go to Europe because I saved up money.
Yeah, I get it's all relative, right?
Yeah,
when rent is what it is, and groceries are what they are, and then if you have a car, I mean, just price of gas alone, like the ownership of a car is a lot these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keeping it on the road, so
yeah,
it's tight out there. I don't blame anybody for wanting minimum wage to go up.
Yeah, for sure. Feel free to text in 905-338-1250. Tom says $4.50, Hollie. I remember those days. Yeah, see, I'm not alone. And that wasn't that long ago. Only about 10 years. I know. I'm dating myself. However you're joining us here today, thank you so much for tuning into Good Company on Joy Radio. Might be streaming at joyradio.ca, maybe the My Joy Radio app, or if you've got a smart speaker, you can actually play us on TuneIn. I'm Hollie Taylor, and talk about not as advertised, or just not at all. Can you imagine you're in a blind auction? I think that's the first mistake. A young couple wanted to purchase a home, a fixer-upper in Scotland, and they were actually from across the Atlantic, from right here in Canada. And so they're like, let's do this. We're going to purchase a fixer-upper in Scotland, and then we're going to sell it. Let's do this. So that's exactly what they did. And so 20,000 pounds later, Cal and his girlfriend, Claire, had themselves a flat. Or at least they thought it was a flat, like an apartment. They go to Scotland. They go to the shores of Hollylock in a small town called Doonan. And this little flat turns out to be a 4-unit stone building. It's called Jameswood Villa. And it was made in 1902. And I'm laughing because it's akin to like a just... like if you looked at this, you would just feel like this will never, ever be restored. It looked dilapidated. There was no windows. The steps were all wibbly wobbly, and it just was really truly needing so much work. Can you imagine going from Canada to Scotland, thinking you're getting a flat? You're getting so much more than you bargained for. But guess what? Through tenacity and hard work, they did a lot of the work themselves, consulting books, YouTube, tradespeople, renovators, utilizing things like sheep's wool for insulation. Claire and Cal worked and they got it done. And it was actually inspected, and Jameswood passed the inspection. It's a beautiful place now. Took them a lot of care, time, effort, energy, and money, but they did it. And now they have a lovely little place in Scotland. Thank you for listening to us here on Good Company. It's been a blast hearing your stories about, looking back, reflecting, minimum wage, what it was and what it is now, as it has recently gone up. But this is a fun story. I know it's an island, but Alberta is rat-free, and apparently the little Caribbean island of Redota is now also rat-free. It used to be a barren wasteland for goats and rats, but now it's been rewilded for nesting spots for many seabirds and endangered plants. So they got rid of the things that were becoming invasive to be able to create an island to help endangered species grow and hopefully increase in numbers. So kind of an interesting thing. If they can be rat-free, do you think we could be here too? I don't know. Not to sound mean, but I feel like in some case rodents are our provincial animal. What is the provincial animal? Producer Mike, do you know? I'm new here. That's my excuse. The trillium is the flower.
That's right. I know that one. That's the one that's illegal to step on.
Yes.
It's probably a bird of some sort.
Provincial animal.
The elegant Canadian goose.
Those things are scary.
The esteemed Eglinton raccoon.
Ooh,
Huh?
Maybe. See? Rodent. Let's see. Okay, so trillium, white trillium. Eastern white pine is the tree here. And the bird and animal, are you ready? Mm-hmm. The common loon.
Ooh. That's great. Woo. There's mine. We nailed it.
So there you go. It's the loon, but it's not common. It's beautiful. It's Hollie Taylor. We're talking fundraiser. I got a couple of thumbs up for the silent auctions. Those are always fun. Other things, hockey teams, they do the whole jerseys being sponsored by different businesses. A great idea. Their practice jerseys, their game jerseys, taking a page out of the NHL. Producer Mike, though, you were quite surprised with some of the fundraisers I've been a part of.
I have never heard of fundraising using meat or cookie dough.
And I'm just going to tell you, you're living under a rock, my friend.
I 31 years on this planet. I have never come across that, never heard anybody say that they would. Never.
So you've never had like a younger person in your life be like, hey, I'm doing a fundraiser and we're selling meat.
No, I've had them come and like selling chocolate covered almonds or something like that.
Okay.
Or chocolates, like chocolate bars.
Sure.
Those are really common. Coupon books, I remember doing those when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, the entertainment books.
It was like a whole bunch of things, just like movie tickets.
Yes.
50% off or something, Groupons,
Yeah.
coupons.
Yeah. I forgot about that one.
But I never heard of just door to door.
You don't go door to door.
Hi, Mrs. Smith. Would you like to buy some meatballs? You just reach into your backpack. Like, here you go. Yeah, these were stored at a nice 32 degrees Celsius. Like, I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
That's not how it works. You place your order and then the meat's delivered. Trust me, it's good. It's great meat at usually a better price than if you went to the actual butcher. And cookie dough, I'm sure, also offends you too.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. It's like your salmonella. I'm picturing a kid reaching into their pocket and just pulling out cookie dough.
Yeah,
Here you go.
Yeah, no.
Mister.
Again, you place the order of what kind of cookie dough you want, and then they order it, and then they deliver it to you as soon as it comes in.
Okay, so
it's like they become your delivery person. I mean, you order food all the time and it gets sent to you. It's the same thing.
Okay. If you say so.
He's still not convinced.
I don't buy it.
So this has been pretty much going on now for 3 days, my friends. They just, this age group right here that works with me, they just don't get it. They just don't get it. Anyway, creative fundraising ideas. I got one here from Sally. She says that her and her girlfriends were knitting hats, mitts, and scarves. They sold them, and then that money went to their church for some of the outreach ministries that they were doing. So yeah, see, people making things and selling things. A good idea, too. I mean, who doesn't want a crafted from a place of love sweater, toque, and mitts? I mean, it's just such a wonderful gesture that's super useful. Like cookie dough. Super useful. Trust me. I wish you guys could see producer Mike's face. Not buying it. All right, keep the ideas coming. 905-338-1250. Whatever you're listening to us on, wherever you are, thank you so much for being a part of Good Company today. I'm Hollie Taylor, and we are talking about those moments that you end up being grateful after the fact. In hindsight kind of situation. And if you've got a story, you can always share it at 905-338-1250. Producer Mike, any after the fact, I'm grateful for that moment?
You know what I kept thinking about was when my car unceremoniously died in the parking lot of Burlington Mall.
Oh.
And it was about a few weeks before I moved into my apartment. And it's a blessing in disguise. I could not have afforded that car and my apartment.
Right.
And it was a nice sports car, but like that time was over.
Yeah.
My time with the car is over, and I'm glad that it happened, even though it really hurt in the moment because it just wasn't sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your sport car.
But then I live in a great part of town that near transit and the GO station, and so I didn't really need it. It's working out a lot better without a car.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can see that. See, I love that story. Although, I mean, it still hurts.
It still hurts. Oh. See pictures of her show up in my memories on Facebook every once in a while, and it's like, sigh.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that car. I actually have a car story as well. I got a Mini, and I loved it. And I was like, yes. But within 2 months, the engine was just kaput. So you know how Minis,
that.
yeah.
You were heartbroken.
I was so sad.
Yeah.
It was the cutest little beige Mini. And we needed a bigger vehicle anyway. And we were able to trade it in for a much better vehicle and also get a warranty on the new vehicle because of that little Mini. So here I thought, oh dear, we're losing money. The vehicle's dead. How are we going to get another vehicle? And yet that Mini had so much extra that it gave us that we wouldn't have been able to get in another way. So
yeah, it had equity in it.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And in this day and age, it's like, what has equity in it?
A 2006 Mini Cooper.
There you go. So you got a story of things that happened and you thought, this is horrible. And then when you look back and reflect, you realize, you know what? I wouldn't have had that experience or that job had I not gone through that. So it's amazing how God can use some of our valleys and create some mountaintop moments.